Sorry about the delay. Something happens with my recording. Anyway, last night, right after I made my video about the silver I had just gotten, I went through my mail and I realized I had just been paid. Wasn't expecting to have been paid, so I found myself very, very flush with cash. So today, instead of ordering online, I went and bought some silver from some stuff, not just silver from my dealer. So I got this 10-ounce bar of silver. I have a 1-ounce bar of silver. I've never gotten any other bars. Nice. It's got an autofocus there. Has a coin on the front, and on the back it says Southeast Refining, so it's nice. It's got a lot of heft. Then I also bought this guy as a 1/4 ounce of gold. It's coin from 1893. It's just coin. Now, he had 2 of these 1/4 ounces, and one of them didn't have this little locket thing on it. And I said, "What's the deal with that?" He said, "Somebody made jewelry out of it." And he goes, "And since that's there, it doesn't have any numismatic value." Now, I don't care about numismatic value, and I just didn't like the way it looked. I thought, that's dumb. I don't want that. But the other coin was actually more expensive, even though it was the identical coin, except it didn't have this. And this is actually made out of gold. It's 14 karat gold, he told me. And so I thought, why would I pay more to get less gold? I don't like it very much, but that's fine. So we've got the eagle. There we go. Got in focus. On the other side. I don't know how the autofocus works. Sometimes it's good. So 1/4 ounce. I guess it's actually slightly less. He told me that it actually has 0.24187 ounces of gold in it. It is meant to circulate, so it's not pure. And then, just as I was about to leave, something else caught my eye. Just got all 3 of the precious metals today. These are copper, 1-ounce copper coins. These aren't troy ounces, they are AVDP ounce, 2011. So these are brand new. He was selling them at $2.50 a piece, but I got a roll of 20, so he sold them at $2, which is actually less than I would have thought this much copper would be worth. Fairly substantial coins. I don't see myself buying lots of these or anything like that. I always imagined if I was ever going to really invest in copper, I would get large ingots, 100 kilogram ingots or something. But it wasn't expensive, and I was just so flush with cash. I thought it's something new. It is a valuable metal. There's enormous quantities of it, but it's very, very useful. So 20 of those. I don't know how many old pennies you'd have to find before you got that many, but oh shit. I asked him, I say, we're gonna be rounding out the metals. Do you have any platinum or palladium? And he's like, nah, we don't got any of that. But I'm not that rich, so that was cool. And then I wanted to say some things. This is the silver that I got yesterday. Most of them are these things. Pluribus Unum. It says 1900, but they're copies. $1. That Doesn't that tell you a lot about? I rather like these, but unfortunately, only about half of them are like this. There are really some interesting pieces in here. Now this one I rather liked because you can't see it, but it says Bill of Rights, and it's got the Constitution on there, 1791 to 1991. That could be an obituary date, I suppose, although probably a lot earlier. This one I like. I like it when they put good messages on coins. But then, this is something that concerned me, actually. I got one of these copy Indian heads. It says 2011 on it. But this is very, very worn. There's a little bit of a rim here on the back, but on the front, the rim is smooth. It's gone. And Chief here is missing a big part of his chin, and then this clearly has worn, and it's worn enough that, you know, if I took this to a dealer, I wouldn't be surprised if they refused to pay me spot. Now, it's probably only several milligrams less, but why would I pay full price for this and for one of these nice shiny new ones, which is at spot? So, and you can tell, like, the relief on the face is it's still clearly there, but it doesn't feel, the relief is gone, or at least on the front, which is interesting if this is really a 2011, because there are other coins here from much, much earlier that, you know, look fine. And there's a lot of these from a go-kart place. You know, people get commemorative coins, and there's the Santa Maria Karting, oldest active kart club in USA since 1959. And it's got a guy on a cart. And there's probably about a dozen of these in here. And there's one other one that I thought was interesting. Some from the Olympics. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of these karting ones. Blah, 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 blah. Do. Oh. So somebody, I say somebody, but I know exactly. Yvonne and Randy Broombaugh, married July 2nd, 1977, Avely, California. In celebration of 25 years of marriage, July 2nd, 2002. The best is yet to come, Wesley, June 9th, 1979. Spencer, May 20th, 1964. Clayton, September 23rd, 1988. So, and then the front just says 25. So, you know, I kind of feel weird. I have no idea who these people are, but they must have minted a couple, you know, probably several of these, and subsequently sold them. And it's weird. This is kind of like history in the making, because, you know, when they date like Roman emperors and they try and figure out when, who, and what, and all that, they do it because they find it on coins, and that's some of the best sources that we have, because with text, it's very rare that something on papyrus or paper will last that long, and so we're usually dealing with much older copies that are copies of copies of copies of copies of copies. And with a coin, it can be the period, and it's very kind of a weird sense of immortality, because this couple and their children are on this coin, and I'm not going to melt this down. I don't know anything about them, but I'm going to preserve this little bit of their history, you know, for a long time, and whoever I give this to will likely also. So it kind of makes you think, you know, and of course we have one person in Congress who has been immortalized, so to speak, in that way, and that's a good thing. But I thought that was interesting. I guess it's pretty common for people and organizations to get commemorative coins like this. I mean, obviously, hence all the go-karts, and I mean, I've you kind of run into three different types: governments mint, and then just the mints that just make something, and then commemorative, either for a business or the champion. This one, AFC champions 1994, Jack Murphy Stadium. I'm not a football buff, so I don't even know what the AFC is or what Jack Murphy Stadium. So what team is that? I don't even know. This is the one I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit. You know, putting in coins. People who go to games, they have high time preference, and this is definitely a low time preference kind of thing. So, not to be too stereotypic. Anyway, so yeah, 35 ounces there. This guy, 10 more. Another quarter ounce of gold. I really like to stick with the 1 ounce gold coins, but I guess I could have afforded it, but I want to kind of go easy right now, and so I kind of settled for this. But yeah, it's still quarter ounce. It's much smaller than that. You kind of get. I've got one of the 10th ounces, and it's just too small. And of course these. Let's compare. Well, they're very similar in diameter. They're very similar all the way around. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the same size, and the difference in weight is just that they're different materials. So, yeah, the copper's more of a novelty. Maybe I'll, you know, what's that electronode coating? Put this in like a sodium solution and run a current and coat all 20 of these with gold, and then make a huge profit, right? That would be counterfeiting, though, and then I'd be almost as bad as the government. We wouldn't want that now, would we? So, all right, that's it.